Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for a Thoughtful Thursday, the first Thoughtful Thursday in June. Okay, so da 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 da. This week's selection for Thoughtful Thursday. Let me tag her. Okay, so this week's Thoughtful Thursday selection is The Warrior Code, The Warrior Code by T. Marie Hannibal. I happen to know this fierce woman. We worked together as Marines, and let me just say this, that I am so proud, and Bridget, this is for you too. I am so proud of people who do what they say they're going to do. And even though that sounds simple, like, duh, it's not, because the vast majority of people, not women, not Americans, the vast majority of people never fully live into their dreams. They exist in life, they go through perhaps talking a good game, but they don't accomplish what it is they say they want. They dream about it, they rave about it, they whine about it, they cry about it, they complain about it, but they don't actually make it come to pass. They don't bring it into fruition. And so when people actually, I was talking to someone else, side note, talking to someone else who is middle-aged and has always wanted to be a musician. He is now living his dream, being paid as a musician, putting in the time, the work, the effort, the venues, and it's coming to pass because he did not quit. This is what I'm thinking about, the same thing with this. It is so, first of all, nice, easy read, but especially in particular for those who are not in the military, for those who don't have any family members in the military, and you see people that serve, and you might say, "Oh, thank you for your service." This book there's a lot of military books out there. This gives a glimpse into the military service, the Marine Corps in particular, and another layer, a female Marine. And so she gives 11 principles. As a matter of fact, the subtitle is 11 Principles to Unleash the Badass Inside of You. Okay, so the Warrior Code, again, is this week's Thoughtful Thursday selection. And she gives principles as she allows us to view into her life. And she does the good, bad, ugly, the warts, the scars. She opens up about a very, very rough, very violent beginning in her life in Chicago. Hey, Sonia. Very, very rough upbringing to the pinnacle of a success. And again, everyone gets to describe what their own success is. And she attributes and credits the Marine Corps and our values to a lot of that, of the survival, of the persistence, of the stick-to-itiveness. I think two of mine, I still say think because I keep going back and forth to make sure, and it wavers back and forth. Two of my favorite principles is Warrior Code number 5, make peace or die. Remember, you're a human being. And she goes through that because, now this is my version of it. Since none of us are perfect, we are absolutely going to make mistakes in life. Hey, Elder Solomon, we're going to make mistakes in life. And so we have an option. You can be strangled and choked out by that. You can be frozen into inaction. You can be shackled with the guilt and all of that, or you can just make peace and keep it moving. Make peace and keep it moving. She talks to us about her failures, some failed personal relationships, some close calls within the Marine Corps as an active duty. She was a very, very good Marine. She's retired. Um, First female with her unit to go into Iraq, one of 60, and the only female out there. And the nuances that had to be taken into account, because she was, you just can't do anything you'd normally do if it was an entire unit full of men, and the acceptance. And so it just encourages you. It encourages you to go for what you want after you know what it is you want. After you figure out what it is you want. What are some of my other notes? Oh, okay. She, like I said, she takes us through some dark times, but also the highs. Like I said, invites to the White House. President Barack Obama was in office. Well, she was a Marine for 2 decades, so she had several um, uh, commanders in chief. She founded a nonprofit organization, Operation Heroes Connect, where she connects returning veterans and military members, military service members with underprivileged youth. And when I say underprivileged, I don't mean you don't have the latest iPhone or iGadget. They go into homeless shelters and get those kids who are oftentimes invisible to the world. So she talks a lot about giving back. They're invisible to us, and they're overlooked, undervalued, underestimated. There are some golden nuggets in places that we would never look for. So she goes into those uh, shelters, and so the nonprofit has been going on for years now. But giving back is a huge part of being a Marine, as being a woman, as being um, a local woman from Chicago. She was the first female advisor on the reality show American Grit, about military organizations, and just go on and on and on and on about her accomplishments. But again, what I will say to you is that she went from a background that left a lot to be desired to doing exactly what it is that she wanted to do, and doing it in excellence and rising through the ranks. And because the Marine Corps is a very small organization, we always say it's a small world, but it's a real small Marine Corps. She even goes into some of the lows amongst Marines, bringing notoriety to yourself, and also as it brought notoriety to the Marine Corps, because of the good work that she was doing with her nonprofit, and she started getting accolades. And well, that's not always well received, but she doesn't hide from telling it. And so I just, a big shout out to T. Marie Hannibal with the Warrior Code. Well worth the read. It really is, Donnie. It was a good read, and again, I appreciated that she shows us live and in color, and she is still doing her thing. But it shows us live and in color. It's not about where you start. What do you want? Do you have the grit, the determination, the perseverance to go after and make it into a reality? So my tremendous respect and love to T. Marie Hannibal. That is this week's Thoughtful Thursday book selection. Listen, until next time, take real good care of yourselves. I appreciate the opportunity because I am reading more and more. I've always been a reader, but the ability and the unction to keep bringing you the books that make a difference to me, that have made a difference, that are making a difference, is an honor that I do not take lightly. So thank you. Take it real good for you today. Make it a thoughtful Thursday. And until next time, take good care of yourselves.